for generations, and the hazard wing is named for us.
My name is unfortunately lost to history.
Nonetheless, we are so thrilled and delighted to be here at this event.
An event which celebrates a milestone for an institution that means so much to us here today.
The Centennial Anniversary of the South County Hospital. We will be your hosts for this evening, a musical retrospective of the South County Hospital and a celebration of its status as a cherished member of our community.
You are a cherished member of that community, as am I.
This cow is likely the most well-remembered cow in Rhode Island.
Dr. Robert Conrad, a longtime practitioner at South County, tried to x-ray me in the operating room at the behest of my owner, a man known as Spud.
Spud was concerned about her well-being, and as Spud was a member of the South County community, Dr. Conrad was concerned about Spud. So the two of them tried to bring her into the hospital for an x-ray.
Oh, I'd rather that we didn't discuss the events of that day.
Oh, in fairness, the carpeting in the old lobby needed replacing.
Caroline!
What?
I'd rather that we didn't discuss it. It's embarrassing.
Fine.
Nevertheless, we are indelible figures from the story of the hospital's first 100 years.
And we are both examples of the power of community.
Caroline, you saw a need for quality medical care in your community, and you worked tirelessly at making that possible.
And you stand as a symbol of the lengths to which the team of the hospital will go to in order to serve that community.
It's fair to say that we are not just historical figures.
We're part of the South County family.
And South County is known for treating its family with love. And I love you, Caroline.
And I love you, cow.
The Mona Lisa, the Magna Carta, you must admit it's pretty hard to find something that compares to you. Falling Water, the Taj Mahal, or Monticello, you beat 'em all. There's nothing that compares to you. You're singular, one of a kind. No one like you is coming down the pike. I love commingling when we're combined. There's nothing we can do, so we can do just what we like. Hey, Caroline.
Yes, cow?
Did you hear the one about the little kid that was admitted to the hospital because he swallowed a $20 bill?
No. What happened to the little kid who was admitted to the hospital because he swallowed a $20 bill?
I don't know, but the doctor said there's still no change.
Hey, cow.
Yes?
Did you hear the one about the cow who got into the medical cannabis supply?
No. What happened to the cow that got into the medical cannabis supply?
Oh, I don't know, but the stakes have never been so high.
Oh, Caroline, that's terrible. I love you.
I love you too, cow. Not Michelangelo, nor Rodin ever carved something like you, my friend. There's nothing that compares to you.
You're Beethoven's Ninth with a Viennese choir. You're season 3 of HBO's The Wire. There's nothing that compares to you. Oh, Caroline, did I tell you that South County Hospital has a top-notch orthopedics department?
Why, no you haven't. Do you have a joke about our top-notch orthopedics department?
Unfortunately, no. When it comes to orthopedics, there's nothing humorous about it. Yes.
What else is great about our hospital?
Oh, did I mention our exceptional maternity ward?
Why, no you haven't. Do you have a joke about our exceptional maternity ward?
Well, I tell it to you, but I don't want to screw up the delivery.
But in all seriousness, what about our award-winning urology department?
Oh, I heard that our award-winning urology department shares an office with the internet communication staff. Is that true?
It is.
Why would our award-winning urology department share an office with the internet communication staff?
Because our award-winning urology department can get anything streaming!
What a great hospital!
Tell them all about it, cow!
Top-notch doctors, the world's best nurses. We could sing all night and not run short of verses. There's no place that compares free. South County Hospital, to thee we sing. Let's raise our glass and toast. Link to healthcare on the coast. Change! If you love a person or you love a cow, there's just one place for them anyhow. There's no place that compares to here. It's like Disneyland without the lines, with little Machu Picchu and the Vatican combined. Say it loud, say it clear. We've been doing it for over 100 years. There's no place that compares to here.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. Oh, and now, the moment you've all been waiting for. A dramatic reenactment of the moment the cow, perhaps afflicted by at least a little upset in one of her 4 stomachs, proceeded to
Caroline! I thought that we agreed we weren't going to perform that vignette.
Oh, but it's so amusing, darling.
It's embarrassing.
Oh, fine. Be a pooh. Instead, let us travel back in time some 500 years ago. Imagine, if you would, a crowded workshop in Rome. The air is thick with the smell of paint fumes and freshly cut wood.
Kind of like our most recent MOB renovations, am I right?
Cal, I love you, but do stop pandering. Sorry. Where was I?
Oh, the air was thick.
Yes, quite. Thank you. The air was thick with the smells of paint fumes.
If the air is thick, it's to go to the hospital. Boom! 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 Boom!
Dear cow, I am beginning to crave hamburger. Right. Never work with children or animals, my agent warned me. Anyway, let us travel now back in time some 500 years ago to the early years of the 16th century. Woo! Leonardo da Vinci!
Ah! Who are you?
I'm Caroline Hazard.
Oh, South County Hospital.
The one and the same.
Oh, your reputation precedes you.
I've come to bring you to the 21st century.
Where for?
Because, Leonardo da Vinci, I could never have started the South County Hospital without you.
Damn.
Join me, won't you?
You bet.
There, but a touch of my hand on your heart, and we shall travel to 2019.
What happened?
Are you all right?
That it depends. Are you a talking a cow?
Yes?
Then I guess I'm feeling okay.
You must be Leonardo da Vinci.
Yes! Yes! That's me!
Oh, welcome to New England.
There's a New England?
Leonardo, could you be a darling and demonstrate your Vitruvian man?
Oh, of course.
Oh, based on the work. Oh, this is one of Leonardo's most immediately recognizable works, the 1487 drawing of the Vitruvian Man. Based on the work of Roman architect Vitruvius Pollio, the Vitruvian Man demonstrates the ideas of proportion and balance that were emblematic of the natural harmony that Leonardo believed governed the universe.
Nice.
Can I put my arms down now?
Oh, of course, darling.
Yeah.
What does this have to do with the hospital?
Well, Vitruvius believed that an architect should adhere to 3 essential principles when designing a building. Vermitas, or strength. Utilitas, or functionality, and Venustas, or beauty. The building that adheres to these 3 principles in equal measure will provide for its inhabitants that ineffable and elusive quality, eurythmia.
Eurythmia?
Eurythmia!
Eurythmia! The principle by which we can guide our ever-evolving institution. these principals continue to inform me, which, yes, what is it? Oh, it's you!
Yes! Well, don't you think I should be here? You are discussing architecture after all.
Yes, well, fine. Go ahead.
Won't you introduce me?
Very well. This is Edward F. Stevens. In 1922, he consulted on the construction of the new hospital building.
Consulted, my dear.
Oh, consulted, Mr. Stevens. You assisted Frank W. Angel, who sadly could not be here tonight because he's stuck on Route 4 in traffic.
Very well. Good evening. As you may or may not know, I wrote the definitive book on hospital design in 1918 and was delighted to consult on this quaint little project.
Cal, why don't you show Leonardo around a little bit?
Oh, do you want to see our Da Vinci machine?
You're Scusa McWaddy?
It's kind of a robot.
Oh, yeah, I invented the robot.
You don't say.
No, I really don't.
I am puzzled, my dear Miss Hazard, why you would embark on this little architectural TED-talk without my valuable insight.
Edward, you know full well why I have not asked you here tonight.
Because the presence of my unfettered brilliance will paint this rather tawdry burlesque in a rather grim light.
No, and never start a sentence with a subordinating conjunction, you baboon. I did not ask you here tonight because you and I disagreed on a rather fundamental point.
I wished for the operating theater to be as far as possible from the patient rooms. I recommended it be placed on the first floor with the patient rooms on the second.
My dear Mr. Stevens, have you ever worked in a hospital?
Of course not.
Were you never a nurse?
Good heavens, madam.
Well, our nurses described long hours assisting our doctors and caring for our patients. Placing a flight of stairs between them and their duties could have dire consequences. Wouldn't you, an eminent architect, have to agree with me?
Well,
Yes, but I think so too, dear.
nonetheless, madam, you have no right to lecture these people on the principles of architecture.
Oh, do lighten up a tinge, Eddie.
Well,
Nonetheless, when the final plans were approved, where was the operating room located? Oh, I don't think they heard you.
on the second floor.
Oh, indeed it was. Thank you for your consultation.
Indeed.
Well, very well then.
Good, fine.
Well, I think you should be going.
I can't go.
Oh, really?
I've
What's
had a few
preventing you?
drinks and I can't drive.
Oh, you always were one for the sauce.
How dare you?
Oh, how dare you?
Hey, Jenny!
Edward,
Whatever. What have we learned?
that listening is important.
South County has a proud tradition of listening to our patients, to our staff, to our community.
You make me want to listen better.
Oh, well.
Okay, thank you, Betty.
Edward.
Whatever. Moving on.
Well, so where were we? Oh, yes! Now it's time for the dramatic reenactment of Cal's visit to South County. Caroline! They're craving it. You're famous.
I don't want to be famous for that.
How few of us get to select our own legacies.
You soil one carpet.
Fine! Moving on then!
The year is 1932. The Great Depression is greatly depressing. The hospital is facing mounting debt and it struggles to keep the lights on. Things look bleak. Until
The South County Women's Auxiliary was formed.
The South County Women's Auxiliary helps to see the hospital through the Depression.
We recruit sponsors from surrounding towns to help with the hospital's needs and function.
From medicines and supplies
To the operations of the maternity and operating areas.
This hospital has a lot of heroes,
doctors,
Nurses.
administrators,
visionaries.
But without the effortless charm
and dogged relentlessness.
of a handful of regular gals from Exeter
Richmond.
Peacedale.
and Wakefield.
There probably wouldn't be a hospital to speak of.
Let's tell them all about it, ladies.
The Great Depression shook the country to its core. Nobody had no money, couldn't get no more.
streets and started asking for some cash so we could save our hospital from the market crash. We wore the soles out on our shoes going town to town and bruised our knuckles knocking on every door around. In times of turmoil, you turn to charity, just like the South County Hospital Women's Auxiliary. Knock, 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 knock. Brother, can you spare a dime? Spare a dollar, spare a quarter, spare a nickel, spare a penny. Knock, knock. One person at a time. Knock, 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 knock. Gotta help your fellow man. Ask for any bandages and bedpans and broomsticks. Please give everything you can. Please give everything you can. Our hospital has kept on going for 100 years, and no small part is due to the work of volunteers. It's not just docs and nurses that keep this place alive. It's our neighbors and our friends that help make sure that we survive. Just South County folks like you and me, that help make the South County Hospital Women's Auxiliary. Oh yeah. We're part of the proud Trinity volunteers.
And those volunteers include local chapters of the Girl Scouts,
Who helped to fill in for our nurses when they were called to service overseas in World War II.
And continues to this very day with over 300 people.
who donated approximately 40,000 hours of service every year.
And who have raised over $1 million.
In support of the hospital. Not bad for a bunch of South County gals, huh? Let's get back to work, ladies.
Thank you, ladies. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, being a beloved civic institution is no easy task. We've been lucky to have our friends like the Women's Auxiliary who've supported us, but sometimes we couldn't always take our case to the community. We couldn't ask the community to come to us. We had to take our case to them.
That's my cue.
In 1958, the hospital hires Don Ford as its first full-time administrator and CEO.
It's a good gig.
He's good at it too, presiding over an almost 30-year period of growth and expansion while deepening our ties within the community.
Like I said, it's a good gig. But it wasn't always easy. You know, I lived here for 3 decades and I was still the new guy.
How would you describe our South County community, Don?
Well, if I was being polite, I'd say proud and independent.
And if you weren't being polite?
I'm never not polite.
See what I mean? He's good at this.
I think there are 2 ways to approach community partnerships. You can either try to give the people what they want, which is hard because everyone has different needs, or you can try to give them an alternative to the thing that they don't want, which is easier because everyone can usually agree on that. I need to call this meeting to order. Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the South Kingstown Open Forum. This meeting will hopefully give you an opportunity to express concerns and ask questions regarding the hospital's planned expansion. I'm here in my official capacity as Chief Administrator, but also as your friend and neighbor. Now, where shall we begin? Yes, ma'am.
Is this expansion going to lead to sirens blaring through the town at all hours of the day and night?
Well, I don't think so, but...
Well, the noise from the helicopters and your helipad frightened my budgerigars.
I don't believe so.
Can these mysterious X-rays be effectively contained, sir?
Sir,
Can they?
Sir, I assure you...
Are you going to start charging for parking?
No, not at this
Will
time.
the expansion have an adverse effect on the view from my guest room?
I don't think so. That
Can our small town handle the changes to the hospital?
Is this expansion setting us down the path to becoming another Providence?
Oh, no.
Tell us
If
the
you
truth.
just listen. Look to the north. A distant city. You can see the glow on the horizon. We sally forth when necessary, but all the things we need, we've gotta find them right here in old South County. If we don't have it, you don't need it. If you missed it, I'll repeat it. Oh yes indeed, there's no need to go north of the tower. Look around and you will see everything you need. World-class beaches, restaurants, and don't flaunt, indeed, that you don't need to go north of the tower. This was all true in days of old, with one exception. 100 years ago, there was no place for our protection. If you got sick, you just stayed home and got better, or you died, or even worse, got taken north along Route 95.
No! Till I came along.
Caroline Hazard,
Till I came along.
our founding matron.
I came along.
Caroline Hazard,
Yes, I came along.
a truly great one.
I looked around and saw a hole. This place was like a donut. It needed its own hospital. It was enough to make me go nuts. I made some calls and raised some dough from neighbors and from friends, and built this place so no one had to go to Providence.
Go to Providence, right here in old South County. We've got everything you needed.
I can't hear you.
I'll repeat it. It's our South County mission to be completely self-sufficient. Get your arthroscope from the comfort of your home. Believe you me,
You never need
to go north of the town.
A human-controlled robot around 500 years ago. But my robot could, only do this. The modern robot, it can, be used to perform laparoscopic surgeries.
Have you encountered our other robotic surgeon?
That's not the beeping guy with the googly eyes in the supermarket.
No.
Good, because I don't have trusted that guy.
I'm referring to our Mako surgical robot.
Oh, what does that guy do?
Well, our Mako surgical robot allows our orthopedic surgeons to work with unprecedented precision. We can replace knees and hips.
Oh, you can replace a hip?
Oh, sure.
In my day, do you know what we called you when you broke your hip?
No, what did you call someone when they broke their hip?
We'd call you a hearse, because if you broke your hip, you were gonna die. Now you just get a new one?
Oh, standard operating procedure nowadays. Our outgoing CEO, Lou Giancola, brought the Mako system to the hospital in 2010, and since then we have performed thousands of procedures.
Well, outgoing CEO, where's he going?
Oh, he's retiring.
You know what we called retiring in my day? Breaking your hip.
I guess it is different today.
Jeez, you think me talking to cows, huh?
Well, on the one hand, we have the Mako robotic surgical system, an orthopedic surgical marvel.
And on the other, you have my namesake, the Da Vinci machine.
You know what this calls for?
What?
An old-fashioned robot surgery hootenanny.
Yes!
Da Vinci was a great inventor. He built a robot machine. 500 years later,
They named your robot after me, Lord, Lord. They named your robot after me.
The doctor said, Da Vinci, we can use this robot, can't you see? To help our patients recover quicker when they get out of surgery.
Lord, Lord, when they get out of surgery. If you fall down and break your hip bone, or you need your knee replaced, the Mako system is here for you to get you on your feet post-haste. Lord, Lord, to get you on your feet post-haste. Wait! Did you know that South County has a third robot? What? It's true. It's the Excelsius GPS system, and it wants to operate on your spine.
My spine? but that's my favorite part of my back.
If you need a spinal surgery, using the Excelsius GPS system can lead to a shorter hospital stay, smaller incisions, and less tissue damage overall.
That's great. I'm very fond of my tissue.
Who isn't?
Why don't we sing about it?
Yeah!
Bum, bum, bum.
Excelsius GPS system is gonna help you fix your spine.
So you don't have to cancel the ski trip that you planned for next winter time, Lord, that you planned for next winter time. All three of our robots are guided by a surgeon's hand. Fix your spine, fix your knee, they can even help you pee. And soon you will be feeling grand, Lord, Lord. Soon you will be feeling grand.
Some robots do it for the glory.
Like R2-D2 and Optimus Prime.
They do whatever they want to do
And have themselves a time, Lord, Lord. Have themselves a time.
They go and Da Vinci and the Excelsius GPS. They know their role in making you feel whole, and so they'll never rest, Lord, Lord, until you're at your best. Robots, 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 robots. Together to this very day. Arthroscopic, laparoscopic, orthopedic, what you need to make your blues go away, Lord, Lord. To make your blues go away. Hey!
Now, cow.
No.
Oh, fine. Oh, South County Hospital has a history of making our lives better through technology.
From groundbreaking hospital design to the expansion of our medical imaging,
To community outreach and wellness programming.
to our robotic surgical tools, to our heliport.
We have a heliport, people!
South County has always placed its ability to serve the community at the top of our list of goals.
Throughout our last, 100 years, we've had the good fortune to work with hundreds of doctors, nurses, administrators, and volunteers who have dedicated their lives to keeping us connected to Southern Rhode Island.
There have been a select few, however, who stand out as key figures in our history.
Which is why we would like to present this monument to our Centennial. Mount South Coastmore! Oh, why isn't it carved? Burning Man? Who is Burning Man?
What's the matter?
Our sculptor bailed on us. All we have is this unfinished piece of the finest marble.
I think I know somebody who can help. Signor Da Vinci!
What can I do for you?
I need to have a favor to ask, Signor Da Vinci.
Anything for you, my bovine friend.
I understand that you are an artist of some renown.
Sculpture is in my bag, baby. Along with painting, design, architecture, engineering, physiology, and gin rummy.
So, you wouldn't mind.
Let's do this.
The founder and animating force behind South County Hospital. Her family's name is still synonymous with it and will be for the next 100 years. You know her, you love her, and she can sell a song like nobody's business. Ms. Caroline Hazard! Our longest serving trained as a nurse and brought that compassion and attention to detail to his work as administrator. A fierce advocate for both patients and staff of South County, he oversaw the growth and changes of the 20th century with grace and vision. Mr. Don Ford. This gentleman steered South County through the turbulent changes of the early 90s with a steady hand and a vision for the future, both helping the hospital to grow but also rededicating the effort to fully integrate the hospital within the larger Southern Rhode Island community. We might not be here tonight were it not for the tireless efforts of Mr. Ralph Misto. And now, the man of the hour, a leader with an eye on the 21st century. Under his watch, South County Hospital has emerged as a leading institution of New England, confronting myriad healthcare challenges, including cancer care and research, orthopedic innovation, and opioid addiction, and has also done so while balancing the need for growth with the unwavering commitment to the community that has been our hallmark. We proudly add him to this monument and salute his 20 years of service. Colleagues and esteemed guests, Mr. Lou Giancola. I give you, friends, Mount South County more. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this evening. That's all for tonight.
Wait!
What?
Stay right there.
We simply must tell your story, Carol.
Caroline, it's embarrassing.
It's part of our institution. It's part of who we are.
You're a symbol of our devotion to our community.
The story reminds us of how important it is to be able to laugh at ourselves.
You keep us grounded, Caroline.
Very well. Very well. Oh, yes, but I will tell it as only I can. Sometimes we don't feel our best. Sometimes we're not up to snuff. Sometimes even I must confess, yes, even I'm not tough enough. One of my stomachs was all out of sorts, so I turned to my friend, Farmer Spud. He snorted,
Sport, it's time that you got checked up.
"When you're ill, where do you go? There's only one place, Spud knows. South County Hospital."
Spud consulted our friend, Mr. Ford, and asked what was wrong. He replied,
To get this cow's health thus restored, we'll have to see what is inside. At the hospital, I've a machine that with x-rays will do the trick. We'll take your cow there to be screened, see, and then we'll know what made her sick. When you need help, where do you go? There's only one choice, Don knows. South County Hospital.
But when I arrived, they decided to try to sneak me inside so no one would see. I was already scared, so I wasn't prepared when we were ensnared in the lobby. My stomach's irritation coupled with the strange location and our failure at evasion caused a very strange sensation in my lower iteration, and with little hesitation felt the tension ambition in me raisin, and I feared exploration, and I feared evacuation, which would require explanation that I didn't feel like making. So I tried to keep my patience, but the stressful situation left me facing the equation to weigh the virtues of escaping, and then I felt a new sensation, as if all of my creation was coated in capsaicin, and a fiery conflagration heaved itself from my foundation, and then I felt relaxation, followed close by devastation, as I saw the desecration left by my undignified donation. The shame, the utter shame. What had I done? My name, I went and soiled my name, as surely as I had soiled the rug. I'll never forget the feeling of dread. Spud's face had gone totally blank. And then Dunford walked over and said, with a hand massaging my flank,
When you need help, where do you go? There's only one choice everyone knows. South County Hospital. Don't be ashamed if you have to go. We're here to help, everyone knows. South County, South County, South County Hospital.
that was lovely. Thank you, Caroline. I feel lighter somehow.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I hope you all feel good too, working with an organization with a vision for our next century.
An organization that makes you feel safe.
An organization that is dedicated to bringing cutting-edge treatments to southern New England.
That works hand in hand with our neighbors.
And that values your experiences.
It's a special place, and we are so happy to be here with you this evening and honored to celebrate with you. We're here to help whenever you need us.
Deliver your baby, treat your diabetes. There's no place that
compares to here. Thank you for joining our Jubilee.
We're glad you're a part of our community.
There's no place that compares to here.
100 years and we still look pretty good.
We're only getting better as we grow.
Thanks to folks like you, we can do the things we should.
Making lives better by working all together.
volunteers will give you flowers.
And bring them to your room during visiting hours.
There's no place that compares to here. You'll never have a better time